Hi, I'm Bill Ayers with Real Film News. I'm speaking with Leigh Ann.
Hi, yes. Please.
Hi, Leigh Ann. You've got a new movie coming out called At the Top of the Pyramid. So
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about why you wanted to, what interested you in the role?
Well, what interested me in the role, I mean, to be honest, at this point in my career, I sort of there's nothing that I want to turn down. I'm so anxious and excited to be a part of film in general and a part of this industry that sort of, anything that I get a call for, I at least check out. But once I started to work on At the Top of the Pyramid, what I love so much about this project is, first of all, the love and the dedication that has been put into it by everyone involved. It really was a family effort in terms of, the Peterson family and all of the production team, but really the cast too. Having such a young cast, it's really easy to link on to one another and to become a family. And everyone was so dedicated and just believed in all of us so much, through the 9 hours of dance rehearsals where, they would worry we weren't going to pick up a certain step. They wouldn't, back off on us and change it. They would work harder and teach us harder, and it made us all want to work harder. And that, to me, was just a wonderful learning experience. So I'm really proud to be a part of it.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Like I was speaking with Mark actually earlier, and he said that when he co-wrote it, he had Centerville in mind and everything. How important do you think that Centerville High School kind of fits into the story?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Centerville High School sort of represents anywhere USA almost. It doesn't even have to be that it's Centerville, Virginia. It's almost like, I don't know, just the name Centerville itself is sort of like an all-encompassing high school environment where, where these adolescents are learning about themselves and learning about one another and sort of growing up together, and that's the message that it promotes. But I think, I grew up in the DC area, so doing a film here and having it be in Centerville personally was really, meaningful because it just made it feel like, it's a representation of sort of everyday life, but that everyday life is so important and that everybody's trials and tribulations are significant, no matter if you're in a big city or if you're sort of in small town USA. And so that's sort of what I think Centerville represents.
What do you think, the message of the movie to me kind of takes somebody who's, is struggling through something to get back to that, to the pinnacle, at the top of the pyramid, so to speak. How important do you think that is in, everyday kids' lives?
So important. I mean, these days, I just remember, being in middle school and being in high school and sometimes just thinking that life wasn't going to get any better, like just that all of your troubles seem so big, but the point is at the time they are so big. When you haven't had that many troubles, the smaller troubles seem like the end of the world, and I think that it's really important to send a message to young people that, it's not going to be the end of the world. Better things are going to happen, better things are going to come for you, and if you really surround yourself with something that you love, something that you're passionate about, and a group of people who are supportive of you in that environment, you really can't go wrong. I mean, that's the way to approach it rather than, to let the adversities that you're bound to, encounter tear you down. And I think that that's sort of the message, with Jamie Parker, is that she's having a really rough time for a kid, but by sticking to her heart and following her gut and just standing by what she loves and what she believes in, it all works out for her in the end.
And what interested you about acting? I mean, obviously, it's got to be kind of a calling, so to speak.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, I can't remember a time of my life that I wasn't acting. But what I think made me realize, I mean, I've been acting since I was 9, so a very long time. But what recently made me feel really, really reassured that this is the profession for me is that being a professional actor now, and coming from a background of theater and doing this my entire life for no money and for no glory and no fame, just really loving it and being on stage and performing and getting to take on a persona that is completely not your own. That's where I'm comfortable. That's where that's for me the time that I'm not nervous, the time that I am happy and excited, even sometimes more so than in my real life. And I think that for me, that's what acting has sort of brought into my life, is a whole positive escape almost. And
so for you, it's kind of like the passion that's behind it.
And I mean, you go through ebbs and flows of sometimes where you wake up one morning and you just don't feel like doing it that day, but you have to, you have to stick by what you believe in, what makes you happy. And with acting, it's a career that when you're not working, it's very easy to get discouraged. But when you are, even if it's projects, that you're working on your own, or you're not getting paid for, aren't in the most glamorous of conditions, if it's what you're doing, if you still love doing what you're doing. I mean, with this film, sometimes we would, work 13-hour days, and I would be driving home from Centerville at 4 in the morning after being up for almost 20 hours, like at the top of the world on my way home in my car, and I'm like, this life is great, and I had no sleep. But if it's what you love, it's what you love. You kind of can't escape it. So
there are going to be a lot of young ladies out there that are going to watch this film, and they're going to look to somebody like yourself, and they're going to say, well, I have a lot of passion, for acting. What advice would you give to those girls? So. Yeah. Or young men, for that matter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anybody. To me, like I said, what I've learned recently that really is what kind of pushes me through on a day-to-day basis, because it is a really tough industry. It is a challenging industry, and it is not going to come easily to you. It takes a lot of drive and a lot of passion, but also a lot of luck and a lot of good timing. And so what I think is the most important thing is if it's what you want to do, don't stop doing it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. If somebody doesn't want to, cast you in something, write something for yourself to act in, come up with things that you want to act, take classes, find like-minded people who are like you, who have the same passion and drive that you do, so that you can kind of do things on your own. Nowadays with YouTube and with Vimeo and all these other ways to sort of express yourself, you don't have to wait around for somebody else to put a camera in your face.
True.
You don't. And if you are willing to go out there and push and make it happen on your own, then somebody's going to take notice, and you just can't give up. It takes a long time.
So really, it's pushing past adversity and getting back to at the top of the pyramid, right?
Yeah, getting yourself to the top of the pyramid. No matter the profession, I don't think it only applies to acting. It's, nowadays it's hard to make a career in any industry. So I think it's just, realizing that you only live once. So it's just not worth wasting your time on something that you don't love and that you're not passionate about. It's not worth it.
And can we expect to see you in anything upcoming in the future, or?
I hope so.
Any spoilers, or?
Not at the moment. We won't spoil anything at the moment, but hopefully more from this, and having worked on the soundtrack, hopefully doing some music stuff. And
we saw you up there singing, so congratulations on that.
So thank you so much. But
that's great. I mean, to have such a diversity of being able to sing and act and everything, that's got to come, it's got to be really nice. So.
Oh, that's really nice.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So. Which is when they shut down their TV station and their website for about 3 hours. There were like 20 somewhat Nickelodeon stars. There was LeBron James, Chris Paul, NBA, NFL, all those guys. And I mean, it was, I have like, not that I don't have, like 3 or 4 gigabytes worth of data here, but I had, probably had 12 gigabytes worth of data to go through.
Sure.
I got my interviews up very quickly for that one, but
well, take your time. I'm just excited to see, once.
I think it's cool. So I might actually stop by tomorrow because I know you guys have the pep rally tomorrow.
God, yeah, that's supposed to be crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be insane.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.